Happy Friday. Quit taking it away from me. It's Friday. Just pretend it's Friday.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
MAGA's fractured, Beth. It's fractured. No MAGA support Trump anymore, Beth. Do you know that?
That's what they say, but I don't believe it.
No,
I do see the summer splintered. That's for sure. But
no, it's factual. It's factual, Beth.
yeah,
They hate Trump. They hate him. MAGA has been separated. 100% separated.
separated from
100% separated. What?
I said from each other.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you look at the polling data and there are numbers that just jump off the screen at you. And this is one of those. Because just take a look here. MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA and the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Now, there are some Republicans who disapprove of Donald John Trump, but they are not members of the Make America Great Again movement. The bottom line is this. If you are a member of MAGA, you approve of Donald Trump.
It's fractured, babe. It's all fractured. It's falling apart. 100% support for MAGA. Now, I have to say, the first thing I think of is like how Kim Jong-un won 100% of the vote, or how Ahmadinejad, the old leader of Iran, won 100% of the vote in a democratic election. So, honestly, I don't believe that. But it does come from CNN, which it surprisingly gives it a little bit of credibility. Wild. Not because they're accurate or because they're fair, more because they're unfair, I guess. So I've never seen anything like that, but the establishment, uniparty, swamp creatures, and their puppets in the media have tried to separate Trump from MAGA. They tried to fracture MAGA. MAGA. They don't understand that we can debate, we can disagree. For the most part, our principles guide us. We can argue and come back together again. Like, we can have disagreements. It's not like that on the left. I think that's why the right seems to have, and I'm a little bit biased here, but the right seems to have better ideas, better policies. If only the right would do anything, that would be great. But it's not like that on the left. If you step out of line, you're ostracized. You're forsaken. Treated as the evil opposition. The loyalty you've shown to their puppet masters won't be rewarded because it's expected. That loyalty is expected on that side. It's demanded. Conform to the group or be rejected into the wilderness. No room for debate. No space for critical thinkers. Only conformists. That's where we're at. Let's try to do better. Hey, like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications and all that hubbub. Do the things, because the algorithm doesn't like our channel name. So do the things. That's the price of admission over here. Okay, you come in, you know, you don't have to like it to hit the like button. Just hit it anyway. Just be mindless. So a lot of crazy things going on in the news. You got the Joe Kent stuff. You got Iran. You got all kinds of craziness going on in Colorado. Where'd that one story go? You got this guy. Bring this one up. This guy. One sec there. And there we go. Iraqi national who entered Zwink Elementary in Klein, Texas, armed with a gun. Hey, I don't know if anyone ever heard of this in the news. It's happened a couple days ago, but if you didn't hear it in the news, you shouldn't be surprised. An Iraqi national who entered Zwink Elementary in Klein, Texas with a gun posted a $75,000 bond and has been released. Harris County Judge Loris Chambers Gray has allowed this man to walk free. Texas elected officials, ladies and gentlemen. So this guy was a possible masked school shooter, and they just let him go. They just let him. What? Seems like he could have been held. What's going on? How many times you got to say that every day nowadays in the world the way it is today?
I just saw a local news story that a student brought in two, well, they were 18, but two kids into their school, and nobody knew until the teacher was like, wait a second, who are you two? I'm like, I mean, I get it. There's a lot of people going into the school at the beginning of the day, but holy cow, these kids walked around the school for half the day. They didn't cause any problems or anything, but they walked around the school for half the day without anybody knowing.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, right.
Kind of want to know the people that are in the school. Judge, right? I wonder who paid the judge. The world's a bit crazy lately, right? It's a bit crazy. There was a story in Pittsburgh a couple days ago where an illegal alien assaulted ICE agents while they were trying to detain him. Pittsburgh police were commanded, oops, hit the wrong button there, were commanded to stand down and not to help with the agents or help the agents as they were under attack. Police chief pulled him back from it. And then you have, this is a commentary from a local radio station. The situation with Pittsburgh police and ICE comes down to one thing: out of touch politicians making decisions that truly won't impact them, but could get officers, agents killed or hurt.
And they want some utopia.
This is from our local radio station, KDKA. This is
it's about is idiots on Grant Street who want to.
Grant Street's like the street that. Oh wait, hang on a second. Something else is playing now. Here we go again. There we go. We'll stop that one because we'll get it together eventually. Here, calm down, everybody. Grant Street's like the street that has the city hall and all that stuff on in Pittsburgh.
On Grant Street, who want to pander for votes, who think this is some fake-ass world where criminals aren't dangerous, and they want some utopia, and they're putting real lives at risk. And what's happening now is you have people in real pressure-filled situations forced to make a choice, forced to think, forced to measure things. Do we deal in policy and politics, or do we deal in the reality of keeping Pittsburgh safe? And what you're going to have is a backfiring of all of this. ICE out, ICE out, ICE out is what all these idiots keep yelling. Well, their policy is going to do exactly the opposite.
Yep.
More ICE are going to come here because they're not getting cooperation because of dumb policy by the people on Grant Street. If you'd have cooperation to begin with, there'd be fewer ICE agents. They'd spend fewer time here. They'd get their arrests and get the people they're looking for, and they'd get in and out. But because you have goofball progressives in elected offices in both the city and the county, here is what you have. And you know what they get to do? They get to go home in their Volvo. They get to go home to their nice house. They get to go home and eat a nice dinner and smile and not think twice. Their ass doesn't wear a bulletproof vest.
Right.
And they don't have to think about consequences. But they've created this. And when it turns into Minneapolis or when it turns into somebody really getting hurt,
and it will,
the blood's on their hands. And you know why? All they want is some more votes from people on the far left waving 900 different flags with 700 different color hair and 1,400 piercings. They're idiots. All of them.
Ding. If I talk like that, Faith gets mad at me.
That incident is being investigated, supposedly.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see if we see the results of the investigation.
Investigated by
the police chief. He's saying that he's not aware of any commands.
Hey, babe.
Yep.
Hey, when I get in trouble, because I don't really get in trouble. But when I get in trouble, hey, babe, can I investigate myself?
I don't think so.
I think I'm in it. What?
I can't think so.
I think I should be allowed to put myself on trial.
Wrong.
Well, whatever. I think I should be able to do that for myself.
It's about
Oh
is
man, it's just
idiots
unbelievable. Like what? I can't even understand how you can have police officers standing across the street from ICE agents who are fighting with an illegal alien, and they don't help. Like, what the heck? I'd like to see more like this, like where this protester spits on a police officer, and it all goes very well. I'm gonna put this full screen. It all goes very well for the protester because, as we all know, you know, and I know, that the police enjoy being spit upon.
You guys don't belong here! Go back to the fucking South where you belong! Fuck you! You are protecting the pedophiles! You are protecting the Get out of our state! Get out of your bitch! Get out of our state!
Oh, man. That's a real shame. Really hate to see that. What a shame. How do you think it? What do you? I would like to know what that guy thought was going to happen. That would be interesting to me to know that. Ugh. I saw something. I saw Jericho said something about you almost got it. You were in Pittsburgh and you didn't say hi? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm gonna get to this Joe Kent stuff too here soon because that's worth a discussion. There is this little bit here of a video where it says, "You cannot make this up." This is the caption. I'm not familiar with this guy. I just think it's a pretty remarkable video. You cannot make this up. Kremlin propagandist Steve Sweeney of Russia Today, RT, who had been praising Iran and Hezbollah, and his cameraman were both injured in an airstrike in southern Lebanon.
Further rocket attacks were reported against Nahariya and admitted. Fucking hell. Fuck. Where?
I'll see for freedom in there. Long time no sees. Long time no sees. Man. Mags does Bill's behavior. I don't know anything about it.
That's what I said. Stop with the group think. It will save you some headaches.
I
don't know if you guys don't know, but we don't follow every single stream everywhere in every location.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. Everybody stopped giving me heads up before they went out and did stuff. So I don't, it used to be, it was supposed to be a joke, but it's really not. I mean, it is a joke. People don't call me ahead of time. I'll just make a joke. It didn't really
we
work
gotta
out.
tell Max what we're doing. Hold on 1 second.
It didn't really work out.
Shut up.
I know. I will. I'll shut up. I'm sorry. I apologize. Charlie Kirk was against the war. Interesting. I do want to know. I can't sit there and watch the chat, but I do like to see what was going on. That sounds interesting. What was going on at the flag wave? Let me get this back onto my thing here. Joe Kent. So Joe Kent went on. We talked about this the other day. I'm not going to rehash it all, but he's been all over the board as far as what he says. So first he wanted to attack Iran, then he didn't want to attack Iran. So like he came out and resigned in protest and yada yada yada. Then Trump put out this post with a picture of one of Joe Kent's older posts that said we should not sit and wait for the next attack, wipe Iran's ballistic capability out, get our troops out of Iraq. They are only targets now. Blah blah blah. Excuse me. No USW, blah 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 blah. So he wanted to go into there, then he didn't want to go into there, then he did want to go into there. He's been accused of leaking on numerous occasions, including to his buddy Tucker. And the whole thing seems pretty fishy to me. I don't follow all that stuff. I don't get involved in the drama of it all, the soap opera stuff. I'm not real interested in that. But just as I said on the show the other day when I was talking about Joe Kent, he went on a big interview with his good friend Tucker Carlson. That's not really a surprise. Anyone could have predicted that, you would think. But then he went out and said this, which I just feel like, let's see, where is it?
I think he was with Candace Owens this week too.
Charlie Kirk.
Seriously?
Yeah, I believe so, but I did not.
That figures.
I didn't follow up. I just saw that it was going to happen.
Let me put this up here. You tell me what you think about this statement.
Charlie Kirk was one of President Trump's closest advisors, and he also advocated heavily against a war with Iran. He was in the Oval Office in the lead up to the 12-day war. So we knew each other. And the last time I saw Charlie Kirk on this earth in the West Wing, in the stairway, and I said hi to him, and he looked me in the eye, and he said very loudly, and it's a small, you've been in the West Wing, it's small, it's a tight space. And he said, Joe, stop us from getting into a war with Iran, very loudly.
He was single-minded.
And he walked off, and he went, I believe, into the Oval. So when one of President Trump's closest advisors, who is vocally advocating for us to not go to war with Iran and for us to rethink at least our relationship with the Israelis, and then he's suddenly publicly assassinated, and we're not allowed to ask any questions about that.
Things that happened, the things that didn't happen for 500, please. Come on, man. It's very convenient, you know. Of course, Charlie Kirk said it to him. The last thing Charlie Kirk ever said to me. How very dramatic. And of course, Charlie's not here to refute that. So you can say anything you wanted to, really. Do you believe him? Does anyone out there buy this crap? Anyone?
I don't believe any of them anymore.
All right.
I really don't. Like I want to think that
What
some of them
kind-
are out there for us, but I just don't know anymore. To me, it's all entertainment at this. I'm not saying it's not important, but a lot of the stuff in between is just entertainment. I'm just looking at who's policies and policies and policies. I saw something today about Mondami's wife. All kinds of stuff, calling somebody the N-word and calling for somebody, I forget, somebody to be killed or something. But again, I just looked at it and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Because there's just so much crap.
Yeah, we have to disengage from some of it. We cannot try to walk around and be engaged with all of it. Kent said Iran was a threat, then he changed his mind. You know, he invokes he's a Gold Star husband. His wife died in, I think it was Syria. So, you know, there's that weight behind it, because how dare you question that? You know, yada, yada, yada. If you do, you're disrespecting the memory, blah, blah, blah. Here's another clip real quick, and I have some commentary on it.
What kind of pressure does it require to get a president who campaigned against exactly this thing for 10 years to do exactly this thing?
I think there's two schools of thought. One is the media echo chamber, the donors, the way the Israelis come in and kind of launder the information. The other option is much darker. President Trump is very smart. I think President Trump has a gift for interpreting large sets of data and making very, very key strategic decisions. And so when the president sees that he's got issues with his own security detail, when he sees what happened in Butler with the other assassination attempts, when he sees what happened with Charlie, I think it's reasonable to believe that somewhere in his head, he thinks that, like, maybe I don't have a choice. Maybe they could harm me or they could harm my family. And if they can't keep me safe, I believe the president deeply cares. I believe he's very courageous. I think if it was just a matter of worry about his own physical safety, I don't think he cares. We saw that in Butler. But he does love his family. He's got a big family. And so somewhere in his head, if they can't keep me safe, what about my family? So maybe the president was just simply deceived by the echo chamber we described, and that's how we got to this place. But it's also, there's a potential that there's an element of coercion, intimidation, whatever words you want to use there, that is also influencing his decision making.
So Trump is he's what's the word? He's compromised. He's a puppet. I can't see it. I can't see it. There's some truth to the Israel lobby and the control they have over the Congress and people like that. There's truth to that. There is truth to that. But I don't know. I tend to believe the narrative that, and again, I say narrative because I can't prove anything, but I tend to believe the narrative that, that Israel was going to hit him. And we had to be ready for the repercussions of that. But it is very important that we get the hell out of there quick, like, and in a hurry. But does any of this stuff seem normal to you? This guy who is apparently about to be arrested for leaking classified information runs to a talk show run by a friend who he leaked that information to, allegedly. That happens to have a very powerful voice on the right. Not as powerful as it once was, but still very powerful. The day he resigned, he scheduled interviews with Tucker and Candace. That speaks volumes, TV Green said over there on Rumble. Yep. Look at his wife's affiliation with Iran. That's an interesting angle. I haven't been there, but I'll be doing that because we have to. You have to look at all the angles. Did you know it's harder? It's harder for women in Iran. We're just like Iran. The way that we treat women, babe. All right, put your burqa back on, babe. You got your burqa on?
No.
Oh. Well, you need to put your burqa on. Quit all that dancing over there. You're not allowed to dance. And you need to, because I'll just let Joy Reid do it. It's better if you just listen to her.
It's been too long since we checked in on former MSNBC host Joy Reid, a thoroughly awful media personality with the sort of opinions that are so crazy that you wonder whether she's serious about them. Here she compares the brutal, backward Islamist regime in Iran to the US.
I believe this lady, I forget her name now, was born, she's from Iran.
Apparently, women in both countries have it bad.
Now, I'm not saying that that regime is not bad. But by the way, our regime is not good. Our regime has secret police. They have secret police. Our regime is oppressing women, taking away abortion rights, taking away women's rights in like 26 states.
You know, sometimes comments are so profoundly stupid that they really do not deserve a response. And that's an example.
Yeah, right.
Hideous thing to say, but wrong. Joy wasn't
that's amazing.
Done minimizing the plight of genuinely oppressed women living under Islamist rule. She's now going to praise Iran.
They have the highest rate of women who are in STEM careers.
Did she really say that?
Taking women out of the military, out of university. We're saying that DEI means women can't be hired for high positions in the sciences. We're marginally better, and we're doing it for Christianity. They're doing it for Islam, right?
Yeah. Ooh, what a dumb take. What an absolutely dumb take. I don't know how you really even defend that.
Jamie wanted me to bring to your attention an article, but I can't forward it to you right now. School bus driver quits over MAGA hat. That's in PA. Guess he had a MAGA hat. So I saw a little bit of that earlier this week, and from what the quick article that I read was the bus driver was wearing a MAGA hat. They suspended him for it. I'm not sure if he got fired. Well, I guess going by that, he quit. I'm kind of like, I don't know, because if there's a no politics rule in the school, but technically that's not a political hat, but everybody made it political, but kind of is, but it kind of isn't. I don't know.
You sound like Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Do I talk to her? Do I not talk to her? Do we sit there today? Do I not sit today? Do I like her, but she doesn't like me? And I like her, but she doesn't like me? And blah, blah.
A Pennsylvania school bus driver is standing his ground after walking away from his job over a Make America Great Again hat.
I think that saying that this hat is political is absurd. It's patriotic.
Dave Bonhoff was told to remove the hat following a student complaint and was even offered a neutral replacement.
And she contacts me and says, hey, listen, I'm going to buy you a hat, an American flag hat, because the school district has deemed that they don't want you to wear the Make America Great Again hat.
Bonhoff argued the request violated his free speech, insisting that striving for a prosperous America should be a goal for everyone, regardless of party.
What do you say to people who may argue that the hat is pretty synonymous with President Donald Trump, a political figure?
I would say that they're incorrect. I would say that making America great is what we should all strive to be.
The school district claimed they wanted to remain neutral, but Bonhoff refused to let hurt feelings dictate how he expresses his love for his country.
I want to be able to express myself. I don't want somebody to tell me, well, my feelings are hurt. You got to take that hat off.
Despite missing the students he drove every day, he said he wouldn't sacrifice his principles just to keep his route.
Is this hat worth the heartache?
To me, it is. If that wasn't a condition of my employment, I'd be back to work tomorrow. I miss the kids. Those kids and I had a great relationship.
Is banning a MAGA hat a fair neutral policy, or is this a direct attack on a worker's First Amendment rights?
Where you stand, Faith?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I in one way, I'm like, well, whatever. It's a hat. On the other hand, I see how everybody thinks that hat is super political. So I don't know.
So what should happen is that guy should sit down and shut up. He's at a job. You have a dress code at a job. You know, you got to conform a bit when you're at a job. Can't wear a MAGA hat when you're working at Wendy's. You know what I mean? Like, and that it's whether he says it's a political hat or not, it is 100% a political hat, guys. Come on now.
It is, because they made it that, but it doesn't say Trump or Biden or Harris or president. So that's why I'm like, it's tricky, because it's not really, I mean, it's technically not a political hat, but yes, it is, because of the familiarity of it.
Yeah, I fall on the side of, you're at work, stop it. Just stop it, man. You're at work. If there's even an argument about the fight, I don't care if the kid complained. Who cares? It's just a hat. I agree with, who cares? But come on, man, you're at a job. It's not like it's not 100% free speech. You have to conform a bit. I see this right after that video. It says, is it time to boycott Delta? A man was booted off of a flight for wearing a MAGA hat by the rainbow lifestyle pilot wearing makeup. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't fly on a plane being flown by a mentally ill pilot, would you? Kind of curious about this one.
Where's the captain? Is he still right there? The captain?
Well, just so you know, I'm not 7 minutes interested in this story, but I'm going to play the beginning of it.
Sorry? Oh, that was really fine.
Just 1 second. He'll be right back.
So right now, I've been asked to step off the plane because of my hat. Can you believe that? So
That's not a
now
Make
I'm
America
waiting
Great
for the
Again hat.
captain to have a word with me, and I'm flying Delta. And I went on there and sat down, and I haven't said a word to anybody.
You know,
I haven't done.
Go ahead.
I think this is I think this is a different situation. This is public. This is adults. I think if you want to wear a MAGA hat, whatever. The bus driver, I'm thinking of the school, and that's where I'm saying like if they have a no politics rule because they're dealing with minors and children, and I'll go into a story about that in a minute. But go ahead. I was just thinking, well, this is messed up. I think.
Yeah. Although I did see the word ass on his hat, so I don't know what it says.
Anything, but because of my hat, they asked me to step off the plane. So anyhow, I'm waiting for the captain. At the gate?
I did.
Well, I got to go to the gate.
Because there's passengers.
What's that?
It's more of a private conversation.
I didn't know.
Respect you.
Oh, it ain't no
Yeah, out of respect for him, right?
It's not respecting me, taking me out here in front of all these people, want to know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's fine. To comply with the wishes of everybody. Okay.
Oh, everybody.
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 Yeah,
What about
exactly.
my wishes?
Okay, so here's the deal. Safety is my number one concern.
I ain't never broke a law in my life.
I understand.
And I fly my Sky Priority, and I fly Delta. I wouldn't fly nothing else.
I hope you.
I haven't said nothing to nobody. Haven't touched nobody.
Let me explain. Okay. I hope you write this up. I
You
do.
what?
I hope you write this whole thing up. Okay. What happened? Because Delta.
Oh,
needs to resolve
believe
this.
me, I'm videoing it.
Oh, I don't.
Oh no, I can video, but I'm being questioned here in front of people. But
You and I are going to stop this.
Is
Here's the
this a
deal.
Delta going to take me off the plane because of my hat?
Not because you're.
The pilot's wearing makeup and earrings. Just, hey, whatever. That's interesting to me. And then there's a lacrosse pin on his chest. Interesting.
It's because you're not complying with the instructions.
What's there to comply with?
My flight crew is in charge of safety.
Okay, and I'm not, and I'm.
You keep the hat off and you follow the instructions of the flight attendants, because in the case of an emergency, how do I know, based on this simple little issue, that you would follow their instructions in an emergency?
Really?
Oh, I'd be glad to help with everything if there's an emergency.
Okay, so help us all out.
But what I'm saying is, when I get back, is Delta policy. Just because of my hat, I can be removed.
So here's the deal. I guess you spoke to this gentleman before. My understanding after the flight attendants is as soon as you left, his hat went back on.
Because a lady was taking a picture of it, and another guy goes, "Man, I love that hat." So they said,
he's videotaping this. He's going to put it on YouTube. So.
"Oh, I ain't gonna put nothing on the internet. I'm just making sure I'm protected my rights. I don't fly nothing but Delta. I'm a Sky Priority. I fly all the time. I wore this hat to Vegas. I wore this hat to Salt Lake City. Ain't nobody said nothing. So now, if there's somebody on that plane that's got something on their head, or I don't like their shirt or their T-shirt, you gonna help them remove it for me?"
Good point.
See what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me. I ain't trying to. Don't let me hold the plane up. I mean, I'll hold the hat, but I'm going to address this when I get back, because I think my rights are being violated. Just don't say nothing bad.
Well,
do you think everything's been built back better?
Not in your situation. I have denied passengers that says, for example, bitch one, bitch two, or a profanity T-shirt. They have to cover it up. So the wordings does.
If this had an F word on it, ma'am, I wouldn't even wear it in public.
I understand. But I asked you, it's only an hour of flight. Just take it off during flight.
Right, and then a lady next to me, she said, "Put it on. Let me take a picture." So I put it on. She took a picture. Another guy took a picture, and then somebody walked up and said, "We need to go talk."
Oh no, okay.
It hadn't been 5 minutes. The plane hadn't even took off yet.
It appeared from what the flight attendant saw that as soon as she left, you disrespected her wish.
No. He agreed. He agreed with me.
No, I didn't put it on right then. I had other people sitting around me asking me to put it back on because they go.
So what happens in here?
That's people I know.
So I guess they don't.
Y'all remove me from the plane.
No, just please. Just
y'all want to remove me from the plane?
No. All right. Thank you.
Well,
thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
That's unbelievable. Removing him from a plane because of that. I just scanned the comments there and I saw this one here that Doug Mastriano was standing with the bus driver. Doug Mastriano is wrong. It's all right. It's all right. He can be wrong once in a while. Trump's wrong once in a while. I'm wrong once in a while. Hey, babe, remember the last time I was wrong?
Yeah. I have to say yes, but off the top of my head, I don't know. But yes, I know you're not perfect.
That's unbelievable. Don't be telling people that. Don't be telling people that I'm not. Unbelievable. You're my wife. You're supposed to tell people that all day long. Like, you're just supposed to walk around just telling people that.
Yeah.
So the guy on the plane, that's BS. Although I didn't see the hat. I thought I saw something about ass on there. So it wasn't necessarily just a MagAmericans or a MagAmericans hat. I wish it wasn't only a Make America Great Again hat. It was some hat with like
Probably something offensive.
profanity on it. Yeah. So I mean, like I kind of get it, but free speech. As far as the one on the bus goes, like you're at a job. You're at a job. You got to conform a bit to the job. It's the same thing with the dress codes in schools. So you can't go. He couldn't go to the bus with a shirt on that had profanity all over it. He couldn't go to the bus, drive the bus, deciding I'm just gonna not wear any pants today, or he's going to do this or that. He can't do that. You have to have you have to have that standard dress code, whatever you want to call it. You have to have some kind of standard, and it's employment, so it's different. You have to conform a bit, just like at school. You have to conform a bit. But the flight one, that's a little bit different. That's more out in the open. That's adult world there, out in the world.
Let me tell you guys this story real quick.
Do it.
This week.
You should come on camera.
No, I'm good. This week I had
wrong.
My child had friends over. These people are 10 years old. All three of them. 10 years old. They're playing a video game. Sorry, I had to take a drink. They're 10 years old. They're playing a video game. One of the what's it called? The little characters that is on the screen when you pull up the game, you're picking your characters. One of the profiles pictures is a Trump picture. The friend is sitting on the couch and looks at it and says, "Is that Trump?" And my child says, "Yeah." And she's moving along with her thing, going to pick the game or whatever. And the friend who's sitting there is like, also 10, appalled that we have a Trump emoji. It's like a silly one. It's goofy. Anyways, is that Trump? Yeah, it is. Wait, do you like Trump? And my child turns around. Now, mind you, she doesn't know what she's talking about as much as the other 10-year-olds don't know what they're talking about, other than they're 10. She turns around and says, "Yeah, everybody likes Trump." And the other girl goes, "Oh, no." I mean, like, he doesn't even, no, I forget her exact words. He doesn't even support his own citizens.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said, wait, we're not getting into this. Because again, my child, who says that she supports Trump, doesn't know why she supports Trump. She just knows that we support Trump. She doesn't know why. She can't back up any facts. So anyways, the 10-year-old is sitting there and she says, he doesn't even support his own citizens. And then the other 10-year-old goes, like, she's got this look of like, oh my gosh. And she's like, Trump is bad. And I was like, hold it. I just had to stop the conversation. And I had to stop the conversation because number one, first person was about to start spitting her whatever at me. She goes, well, but, and I go, nope, we are not talking politics. You guys are 10 years old. You don't know what you're supposed to be talking about. You don't know the background, and that's okay. And I said, and it's okay if one person likes him and one person doesn't. We are not going to get into this right now. And she goes, but, and I was like, nope, not doing it. Why do I bring this up? Because these children are 10 years old. And as much as I said that my daughter doesn't know why she supports Trump, these two don't know why they don't support Trump. Now, is it because the news was on and they heard this narrative from the news, or is it because the parents are feeding them this? I don't know. I know that I don't have the news on like on my TV, so I know that my child is not hearing it from that. She just knows that we support Trump. We go into very minimal details with a 10-year-old because she doesn't understand any of this. We encourage, hey, think for yourself. If when you get older and you look into this and that, just like our 18-year-old and our older ones, do your research and you decide who that you want to vote for. But we're not trying to push you to vote one way or the other. But I just could not believe the 10-year-olds were over here. First of all, the one wanted to dispute the facts with me. And I'm like, I can't get into this with this 10-year-old because no matter what she's about to say, I'm probably about to debunk it or something. And she's going to go home and tell mom and dad.
Yeah, I got an argument with my friend's mom about Trump. Mom.
Right.
What?
Right. And more than anything, it shocked me because like at 10 years old, I barely knew who the president was, let alone tried to advocate for one or the other. But my biggest thing is like when Biden was in office, I had little kids. I still have little kids, but I had little kids. I never was like, he's terrible. He doesn't even support his own. I was never telling them anything like that. I would just say, I'm not a fan of him. I'm hoping the next person is somebody that I voted for. And I left it basic like that. And I think that's what we all need to do for little kids, especially that they don't understand this stuff. They don't know why they're advocating for this or that. I could not believe I walked out of that room. I told them stop and they moved on. They started their game and they played their game and they were fine. But I moved on and I walked out of that room and I was just like, oh my gosh, 5 children. This is my youngest one. This is the most uncomfortable conversation I've ever had with anybody else's children. I was just like, I don't even know what to say right here because I feel like what are, and it's obviously not my business, but I'm just thinking, what are they feeding the kids in these other households that don't support Trump? And again, I'm not saying everybody has to support him. I'm just saying like, what are you feeding your children? Are you feeding them fear and drama and chaos? Or are you feeding them, well, this is who's in office now, and then we have to move on, and in 4 years we'll have somebody else, and giving them a positive outlook on life, because no matter who's in there, you may not always support them, but don't feed them fear, because what's that going to do to a 10-year-old's mind? They can't separate that from real life. If they're seeing these, and that's why I don't have the news on, because I think it just feeds, drama and. It's all negative 9 times out of 10.
I gotta respond to something.
Okay, go.
Did she ask the 10-year-old who thought Trump was why? Nope. She just assumed the 10-year-old didn't know because her own child who supports Trump didn't know why.
What a ridiculous. You're not a parent, I guess. I would imagine you're not a parent. First of all, 10-year-olds don't know a damn thing. They don't know anything. You're going to have a conversation with a 10-year-old. Well, tell me why you believe Trump's a bad person. I'm sure that it's over your years of experience and things like that and research and stuff. Is that why you think that? Or is it because your parents indoctrinated you with their garbage? The 10-year-old didn't know. She just assumed the 10-year-old didn't know because her own child. No, she assumed the 10-year-old didn't know because 10-year-olds don't know.
And because I wasn't getting into that with somebody else's child.
That
Would you
also.
prefer that I tried to indoctrinate them with my
right.
beliefs?
See?
Would you prefer that? Because I wouldn't prefer that, right? So I think that I took the adult role out of it and said, we're just not going to talk about it. It's okay if you like one, and it's okay if you like the other, and that's where we're going to leave it. I'm not getting into it with somebody else's 10-year-old child.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This person's
you
clearly
don't either.
not a parent. You know what I mean? We can't sit here and be like, oh, teachers and people like that shouldn't be indoctrinating our children with political bullcrap and then do it ourselves. No, we don't even do it to our own kids. They know where we stand. If they ask, I'll tell them why. But I don't push them in any direction because common sense will lead you the right direction. So that's a interesting take from someone who clearly doesn't have any children and doesn't talk to 10-year-olds very often.
Wait.
Oh,
Damn it, Dan said, I teach 11 to 12-year-olds. So being that you teach 11 to 12-year-olds, do you talk your politics in your classroom? If that's what you do, you teach?
That's a good question. What do you
Because
what
that's
do you
wrong
teach?
if you do.
That'd be a good question. Yeah. Do you indoctrinate them or do you teach them the curriculum you're supposed to teach them? That'd be the good question. Who knows if we'll get an honest answer, but you would discount them so easily and assume you're smarter. I am smarter than a 10-year-old. Aren't you smarter than a 10-year-old? Aren't you? Do you think you're on the same intellectual level as a 10-year-old? So then you must believe that 10-year-olds can decide they want to be a different sex and start hacking off body parts, right? You must support that if you think the 10-year-olds are capable to understand all this stuff, right? Sure. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you do think that.
So somebody on the other chat is saying the choice of avatar profile pic opened the door to politics. It obviously did. And that was something that obviously I hadn't thought of ahead of time because typically it's just the people in my household that play on this PlayStation. And I get that too. And that's why I shut it down though, because I was like, oh, when she brought it up, I went, oh, I wasn't thinking about that. And I shut it down. I shut down the conversation because they are so young. If they were 18, I may have had the conversation, let her speak her mind, whatever. But I did not want to touch that with a 10-foot pole with a 10-year-old because they're going to go home and tell mom, well, mom might say, oh, well, Trump's a bad guy. And then they're going to say, well, so-and-so's mom told me this. And now I've got a different problem in my hands. So I got my own problem, I guess, with the screen emoji thing. But the avatar, yes. More the conversation is, what are we teaching our children? If you hate Trump, are you out there teaching your children that he is a terrible person and he's destroying this country and putting fear in them? Because in 4 years, it's going to be somebody else or whatever. I don't know if it's somebody you support or somebody you not, but either way, it's going to be somebody else that may think differently than you. So are you projecting your fear onto them? Because they don't deserve that, is my point. And as far as my child knows that we support Trump. Does she know why? She knows that I support the closed border, for instance. I've explained Biden left the border open, and I personally don't want the border open because I feel like anybody could walk through that door. So yes, she knows, some basics of it, but she can't sit there and advocate for why she supports Trump. And I talked to her about that afterwards, about how, when you're older and you have, done your research and you've come to terms with these things because of your own thinking, and that's different if you want to talk politics. But I told her straight up at 10 years old, if somebody wants to talk politics with you, whether you support Trump or you don't, I would just say, I don't want to talk about that and move on. I'm an adult, and that's what I have to do sometimes to people because I'm not getting sucked into their drama over, oh, you support Trump. Oh my God.
Right.
Blah,
I like
blah, blah,
this.
blah.
I didn't understand this. Or did the avatar stand while the conversation was shut down? How dare you have a Trump avatar? That's pushing Trump's ideology on children. And then you didn't even let them speak back. Another person who I would assume has no children.
Instead, she just assumed the kid had some stupid reason they didn't understand. 10-year-olds are smarter than you give them credit for.
Yes, 10-year-olds are smarter than we give them credit for. They're not politically savvy. They don't understand policies in the government. They don't understand how the government works. Come on, man. What is your argument here? Is your argument that 10-year-olds are intellectually comparable to adults? Because that's laughable. So, like, what is your argument there with that? It doesn't make any sense. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, if your 10-year-old was at my house and you don't support Trump and your 10-year-old's at my house, would you want me to advocate for that person to support Trump? Is that what you're suggesting? I personally thought that was a terrible idea. So I was like, nope, we're just not going to talk about it. And I shut it down, not because I don't care what this child has to say, but because I'm not going to argue with the 10-year-old about things that this child most likely does not have all the facts of. And I wouldn't want them. I don't want to send my child to her house because they're best friends. I don't want to send my child to her house and have her parents feed whatever drama into my child. I just think that that's poor taste, and I'm not going to do it.
I love this this opinion here because it's a good example of subversion and how you can believe something that is so ridiculously not like just so untrue, or you believe it for the wrong reasons, like this one.
Rhetoric that the Biden administration had open borders is inaccurate. Enforcement actions actually reached record highs.
Why do you think enforcement actions reached these record highs? And what do you mean by enforcement actions? I think the word dolt comes to mind. So I apologize. I can't help myself. What do you think those came from? Do you think that those were immigration? They stopped them and defended the border? Or do you think those were more catch and release garbage because they got rid of the stay in Mexico policies and stuff like that? I mean, honest to Pete, really? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that Biden was tougher on the border because he had record high enforcement actions? Look into the word enforcement actions, dig into those statistics and tell me what they are, because they're not going to be them defending the border. It's going to be them saying, okay, what's your name? Okay, you say your name's this. And is that a kid with you? Okay. And is that kid yours? Oh, you say it is? Okay, we're not going to check that or anything. We're just going to let you have that. Just go ahead into the country and disappear into the ether.
While they were making us get vaccines and show cards to go to a restaurant.
Yeah, people coming across the border didn't have to get shots, right? Nah, just us, just the military, just people had to get kicked out of the military for those shots and stuff. Like that opinion right there is a perfect example of an ignorant opinion. Someone who doesn't really know the facts and can be swayed and pushed into whatever opinion that the people in charge want them to have. And that person will defend that opinion. They'll stand on that hill and they'll defend it, saying Biden was just strong on the border and all this stuff. And people all across the country will laugh at that person because 95% of America even if you're on the left, Americans understand Biden was weak on the border, weaker than any other president probably in the history of the country on the border. And for you to be out there saying that there's a record engagement, it's just laughable. It really is laughable. I just don't even know.
These people are crazy.
Oh, they are, Mr. Trump, President Trump. Amazing. Right, hang on here. Where are we at? Let me catch back up. And it's just, there's another person. It's just a distraction from the files. We're still there. You're a couple of weeks back, bruh. You got to catch up a little bit. You got to catch up a little bit. How do you know that opinion is... I don't know what's comment we're talking about. We're gonna go back to some saved comments here. I was interested in this. I had 2 death threats in Pittsburgh last weekend. Cops did nothing. I'd like to hear about that. Maybe I have to tune in. I don't know, but that's not cool. That's not cool. And then that whole thing about the flag wave, I'll have to look into that. I don't know what happened there. I'll be curious to find out. New health study released. Study shows 100% of Trump supporters are officially special ed. Okay. I don't know why I saved that one. Are you insane? Coffee at this time? Coffee anytime. Coffee now, coffee tonight. I'll have a cup of coffee and go to bed. Like I don't it doesn't really affect me like it does other people, I don't think. Yeah, I'm done with most conspiracies myself. Yeah, you just got to back up. You just got to back up and look at the whole thing with the whole picture. Can't trust anyone nowadays, which is really kind of sad. Oh, yes, it did happen. Oh, this is about that comment that Joe Kent said Charlie Kirk said to him. Oh, yes, it did happen. Charlie was getting some ethics because the Epstein file issue was coming to the fore. So you were in the West Wing? Like you were there? You seen it? Or are you basing this fact, you're stating it as a fact, oh, yes, it did happen. That leads me to believe that you were there. Because that seems to be like only something that someone who was actually there and saw it with their own eyes would be able to say with such commitment that it, oh, yes, it did happen. Or are you just basing that off of what some guy said? Oh, just some guy said, so you'll just believe, oh, okay, let's move on then. But why would you wear something about that red MAGA hat? Why would you wear something that purposely antagonizes others? I don't necessarily agree with wearing things that personally just to antagonize other people. I don't agree with it, although it's not illegal. The free speech that needs the First Amendment isn't the free speech we all agree with. It's the free speech that we don't agree with, that we don't like. That's what needs the protection. So, I'll defend that just like I'll defend some lefty wearing whatever they want to wear. The rights come down on both sides. It's not just the Constitution is not just for the right or just for the left. All right, just that one. All right, just that ridiculous border comment. Mexican workers are amazing. I mean, yeah.
I was gonna say I did that one on purpose because of your career, and I'm just like, I'm not saying that they're bad. They're great workers. They're hard workers. They also get taken advantage of, and that's what seems to be not covered under things. When you work in construction, you see a lot of it, but there's a combination of they do work really hard, but they also get very much taken advantage of because they work so hard. And the taking away from the Americans, how it's like, well, they would do it too. Well, yeah, some of them would, some of them wouldn't. Some of them will get fired because they stink. But they also work for very cheap because they don't pay into the system like we have to pay into the system. So how does that take away from American jobs? Because we as business owners, construction business owners, lose jobs because the crew over here can work for way less money because they don't pay into the system that we have to pay into.
Which hurts Americans.
Right.
Yep. Are you a veteran? I'm 20. Yes, I'm a veteran. Dozens of pages missing from a victim testimony directly related to Trump, but you should continue doing the research. See, what you did was you read the headline. You read the headline. You didn't read the research. You didn't read the story. You didn't read the police report. You didn't look into any of that stuff. You just read the headline, and then you turn around and regurgitate, dozens of pages are missing. Dozens of pages are missing. Dozens of pages are missing. Research. Do the research. Don't be so easy for them to manipulate you around by just saying one thing, and then you just repeat it everywhere. Like, I don't know that Charlie Kirk didn't say that to Joe Kent. I'm not going to sit here and say he absolutely didn't because I wasn't there. Just like that person earlier in the chat shouldn't say, oh, that absolutely did happen, because they don't know either. But I can say, based on my thoughts on Joe Kent and his how much I trust him or whatever, and other things come into play where you make the decision, do I believe him or not? I don't believe him. I don't believe that Charlie Kirk did that. I can't say for sure. Maybe he did. I don't believe that he did. But I'm not going to tell you to believe one way or the other. I'm just going to tell you what I think.
First, Dr. Dredd. Dr. Ted. You're right. Here it comes.
What?
Said Faith, you're going to start the whole sales tax argument. Being in construction for 20 years, I see the difference what happens with a crew that is all Mexican and a crew that is not all Mexican. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I've got 20 years of experience in it. I've had businesses in it. I know what happens. They get taken advantage of. We lose jobs because of it. The end. That's it.
Yep. Yep.
Bra. I got rid of my bra button.
Shut up. We love you all.
I got rid of it.
Love you.
Oh, well, sorry. Bro, you're not even close to being smart enough to be talking politics. You're not a real Republican. You're too poor.
What qualifies as smart? Exactly. What qualifies as smart? Bro. It's bra, dude. It's bra. It's not bro. You're so 2000. Bro, you're not even close to being smart enough to talk politics. What level of education do you need to be able to talk politics, right? Do you have to have been watching politics for 28, 30 years? Do you have to have opened multiple businesses throughout the years and understand how economies work and how small businesses work and how cash flow works and employees? Do you have to have signed the front of a paycheck to understand it? Do you need a law degree? Do you have to go to an Ivy League school? Where are we at? What level of experience in life? Lots of children, long-term marriage, businesses, and all that stuff mixed in together. What level do you got to? Where you tell me when I'm allowed to talk politics? That would be great if you just let me know. I didn't know I hadn't reached the threshold yet. I also wasn't aware that you knew what my financial situation looked like from my hat. So I don't know. I mean, not too many double wides have a big old fireplace in the background, but hey, that's fine. That's fine. I just think it's funny. Those things don't trigger me. I just think they're funny because, like, people out there will like, you did this and you did that and blah blah blah. Or, I think this about you and it's a fact and this, like Mags and Faith.
Mags and Faith lost in the first round of Are You Smarter Than a 10-Year-Old?
I don't think you were watching the same show that we were just putting on, so that's cool.
That's just one of the alts from the other page. They just keep going from one to the other with different alts as I block them.
That's cool.
Or mute them, I mean.
Yeah, engagement's good.
Oh, damn! I know this guy. He's a flaming homosexual.
Oh, babe.
Everything about me screams homosexual. Everything. There's nothing about me that screams heterosexual. It's all gay here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just fun. I just like to put those comments up because sometimes here we like to highlight the stupidity of haters. Not even necessarily the left. There's haters on the right. There's haters on the left. Yada yada yada. Yada yada. I don't understand why Make America Great Again is so offensive to some. Me either.
Orange man bad. That's what I'm saying. It's like, and I get it as far as that's what he ran on, but like for me, Make America Great Again. Yes, sure, Trump started that red hat, but to me, it's yes, let's make America great again. Make our streets safer. Make our schools safer. Make our everything safer and good and gas lower and groceries lower and yada yada yada. Is it going to happen overnight? No. Is it going to happen ever? I don't know, but I'm going to try. I'm going to do what I can, which is not a whole lot, but try to be a good person and not entertain a 10-year-old with their politics.
But
you people don't have the right to storm the U.S. Capitol building when an election doesn't go your way.
He said, you people.
He did? Oh, I didn't even catch that. You people.
That's offensive.
Yeah, he must be racist. He must be racist. But you don't have the right to storm the U.S. Capitol. At least you spelled Capitol right. That's cool. That's good.
Yeah.
And illegal immigrants pay taxes. Sales taxes. They pay sales taxes. If they pay regular taxes, that means they have a social security number, which is supposed to be for American citizens. My goodness. My goodness. It's getting deep out here. It's getting deep. We're just doing chat work now. We're doing chat work like a stand-up comedian. It's crowd work.
TV Green on Rumble. Why do we entertain trolls? Because sometimes it's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's like it's fun to just go in the chat and respond. It's where I got my start, guys. That's how I got my start. Where are we at now? They pay more in taxes than most billionaires. Do they create jobs? Do they create wealth? No? Oh. Do they offer security to other American citizens through their work or their job? No? Oh. They do have a social security number. It's fraudulent. You think all these employers are paying 20 plus million people under the table? No, I don't. I think state governments are giving illegal aliens who don't belong in our country driver's licenses and things like that, which then they can use to acquire things like voting rights and social security cards and that kind of stuff. So no, I don't think that they're paying them in cash. I just don't understand. I have a little expertise in the matter. See, I've been working construction for 25 years, and I've ran into my share of Mexicans and others. El Salvador, we saw a lot of them. You know, whatever. There's a lot of illegal aliens working here in construction. I met. I mean, the most of the ones that I met, they seem to be fine people. They seem to be fine people that want to work hard and take care of their family. Do it from your own country. You don't belong here. Go away. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as if someone came in my house and just wanted to eat out of my fridge. Get out of my house. It's no different.
You're triggering people, babe.
Am I? Why?
You're getting
Where?
mad.
What? Huh?
You're
Oh,
getting mad.
who's getting mad?
You guys can get mad. Hit the like button while you're mad.
We are all immigrants at one point, you dipshit. No, we're not all immigrants at one point, you dipshit. What are you talking about? Are you your ancestors? Are you the same person? They were immigrants. You are not an immigrant if you were born in America. Stop with that crap. That stolen land, whole narrative. Don't you understand? Oh, they're going to be triggered. Now they're going to be triggered in a minute. Just hold on. Don't you remember back in the day? Of course you don't, because you're not the same person, but your ancestors would remember that the Indians that were here were murdering each other, conquering each other. Some of them were eating each other. They were savages. Oh, I said that word. Savages. They were savages. They were conquered. It is what it is. I was born here. My parents are from, yeah. My friend has a roofing company and he paid over $1 million in taxes, but you say the rich don't pay. Well, yeah, exactly. Never got a job from a poor person, guys. Never got a job from a poor person. That's where we're at. Mag, pay them for their stolen land. No. First of all, I didn't steal any land. Second of all, no one else stole any land. It was conquered. It was conquered. That's the way the world worked. Deal with it. What else are you supposed to say? I'm not paying anybody for stolen land. I'm not on stolen land. I'm on my land. This is my land. I don't hang out on stolen land. Are you indigenous American? I am partially indigenous American. That means you're on my land. Wait, right? By your logic, that means I could tell you to get out of here, right? I am a sister from you Russian immigrants, Irish immigrants. Okay. Your ancestors were immigrants. Your ancestors. Yeah, you're typing fast. Slow down. You won't have so many typos. You won't have to type it 3 times. Relax. Relax, man. It's going to be all right out here. In the end, everything's going to be okay, guys. We can hash out. We can argue. We can do all this stuff. It's fine. But in the end, God wins. So you only like those who pay you like a little, I think that's supposed to be a U, and I think that's supposed to be a dummy. Did you spell it wrong on purpose? Who gives me money like that? That'd be great. Can I get money like that? If anyone out there want to give me some money? That'd be cool. Hey, the link's in the description, guys. Interesting. I think it's funny how I can go on I cannot say anything about money. I can say not anything about my store or donations or anything like that. And I'll get the comments almost every time. Like, yeah, you dirty grifter. Yeah, dirty grifter. You're grifting. Meanwhile, you can flip the channel and see people with icons all over the screen. Donate here. The first thing in their description says, hey, help the channel, donate here, and all the other stuff. But they're not grifters. They're just YouTubers.
Well, it depends on what they're saying.
Yeah. When are you enlisting in Trump's war on Iran? I'm a bit old now, but yeah, I'll suit back up. Whatever. Mags had a job when Biden was president. Okay. I had a job when Trump was president too. Now under Trump, I have my own company. That might be better than a job. Oh, this one starts off so fresh.
Undocumented immigrants.
I'm gonna pass on that comment. I don't agree with the premise. I don't know what an undocumented immigrant is. I know what illegal aliens are. I know what they are. But if you're gonna come at me with the propagandist terms like an undocumented immigrant, people can't be illegal. No human is illegal, and all that other garbage. Whatever. I'm not gonna listen to it. I'm not interested in it. I've been on the border. Have you been on the border? Oh, no? Okay. So I might know a little bit about it. I've been to the border. I helped build some of the border wall, actually. I've worked around Mexicans my whole career. I might have a little insight. Oh, wait, I'm just a dumb blue collar guy, so I probably don't know anything. What's Gooner? What's that? There's a lot of misspellings out here. I think there might be a lot of people out there in the chat that are just angry typing. Calm down. Calm down. Type regular speed. You look silly when you get all these. The one person before had 3 of the same comment. Each one had a different letter misspelled. Just slow down. Slow down. Your ancestors are ashamed of you. No. No. One of my ancestors is Sir Francis Drake, who was a pirate. I'm pretty sure he's not ashamed of me. Your ancestors are ashamed of you. What a silly, I don't understand some of these. I'm pretty sure my ancestors are not ashamed of me, but I can't ask them. So if they are, oh well. And if they aren't, oh well. I don't live my life based on that. Another example. Here cones the placating. Slow down. Slow down the hate. You'll get it out. You'll get it out. Just a little bit slower. I'll finish up a couple more comments here. What else we got? Anything else? Rage chat. Yeah. Yeah. Drake thinks you're a wimp. Did you talk to him? Oh, sweet.
Oh my gosh.
How I say hi? Can I get some of that gold that you took from the Spaniards? The Spaniards used to call him the dragon because he just crushed them. Crushed the Spaniards. What's the matter?
Damn it, Dan, who's mad because you're not agreeing with him. Quote, don't recommend this channel. Thanks, YouTube. I don't like what he's saying. You shouldn't play it.
Oh, he didn't like it. He wants everybody to know that hey everybody. Hey everybody. I don't have that like sound of like a record sliding. Let's stop everything.
YouTube just blocked. Lefties are cranky Karens.
Really?
What? Yeah.
Don't recommend this channel. Don't recommend this channel. Whatever you do, don't recommend this channel. That's like right up on line with announcing your departure. I'm out of here. No one cares.
That's like, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. You guys coming with me?
Yep. That's where we're at. There you go. We're 1-1, babe.
All right.
I recommend this. Thank you kindly for recommending the channel.
Well, we love y'all who are here just hang out and have a good time. I personally don't take this stuff super serious.
No, you
If
can't.
I take it super serious, I'll go crazy.
So
Kind of like
upset.
some of these people that you see in here that are going crazy.
Yeah. I'll play that White House video. I thought was pretty cool. So I stumbled. We're gonna take a break from all the hate. You guys get your comments in. I'm gonna take a break. You guys keep going. I paused the chat on my side so I won't miss any of your I can't think of the word. Garbage, I guess. Whatever. This is a very cool video. It's the White House, like a time lapse thing of the White House since it was built. What do you think about that? The UFC coming to the White House.
That seems unnecessary.
Doesn't it though? Doesn't it though? It seems like shouldn't be doing that at the White House. It's another place where I disagree with Trump. But that's all right. I'm a blind MAGA guy. Blind MAGA guy. MagAmericans are the best people, and you're a friend to me. I'm a friend to everybody. I'll be your friend. If you need a friend, I'll be your friend. I probably won't be a great friend because it's long distance and everything. But, I'm not going to hand my phone number out or anything. And I'm not going to give you my address. So, yeah, we can be friends. Send me a message or something. Just kidding. I think I know who that is.
Yeah, Trump's friends with the owner of UFC. Yeah, I get that. I just don't understand why we're having it at the White House.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, I think White House, I think more politics than anything else. But to each their own, I don't know.
This comment is vulgar, but it's funny. Never heard of it before. That's kind of funny. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I'm going to say it. Hamster eats the corn out of his own S. That's kind of funny, man. Because the visuals kind of funny. I don't know. Hey, everybody. Hey, Movie Biz Mary. Thanks for stopping in. Us maggots are smarter than you clowns. Yeah, embrace the maggots title. That's what we need to do. Embrace it.
What's funny to me is they think that we care.
I know, right? We get off every day and we just like, that was brutal. That was so brutal. I don't know why we submit ourselves to this kind of abuse. Oh, that's right. It's for the money. All the money we're raking in.
All that money.
Cha-ching.
Everybody, that's what's funny too. I think everybody thinks that if you're on YouTube, you're making $1 million.
Yeah, right.
And that's just not the case.
It's not. It's not.
We have fun. See? That's why I laugh. Y'all make fun of me for laughing. Go ahead, make fun of me. But that's why we do it. It's just fun. We just have fun in here. Some people are making millions of dollars. We are not, but some people are.
No, we are. We aren't even making dozens of dollars.
Dozens.
We get paid like the paper boy. You are a warrior. Warriors don't give up. They don't back down. This life has made you weak. Pick up your sword and fight. Remember who you are. Amen. We're Americans. We are Americans. It means something. Gas prices are not controlled by the president, as the Dems used to say when gas was up under Biden. Yeah, that's been going on. See, this is what I talk about sometimes when I talk about cycle. People don't get it. That's been a political football for years. Whenever it's politically convenient, the president completely controls gas prices. But whenever it's not politically convenient, the president has nothing to do with gas prices. I mean, the truth of the matter is, yeah, his policies have something to do with it, but he doesn't control gas prices. Like the closing of the Straits of Hormuz doesn't really affect our oil because we don't get any oil from there. However, it does affect the gas prices because the cost of oil worldwide goes up. That's the truth. Faith can speak on that for just a few seconds while I stand up and get a refill. Right, Faith?
Oh, dude. Dude. I think that COVID really messed. I mean, I don't want to speak in broad terms, but I don't want to say the whole country, but it kind of messed up the whole country. I think that it created a whole lot of division between people. It made the mask thing, I think, put a target on people's backs. Either you're going to wear it or you're not. And if you didn't, you became the enemy. And if you did, you are great and number one and whatever. And I think that from there, it's gone. The country in how society deals with each other, the country has gone downhill. And I think that was started because of COVID and because of the fear that they projected. And I get it. At the beginning, yes, I think we were all scared. I don't know. But at the beginning, I was scared. I was like, what is this virus coming through? Oh my gosh, I have to keep it out of here. Now, I was never like, I wasn't one to, for instance, go grocery shopping and then wipe all my groceries down when I got home. I didn't do that. I did, when I went to the grocery store, I did wear the mask. I did not walk on one side of the aisle or the other. I didn't follow the arrows in the grocery store. My gosh. I think that was insane. Do we need arrows in the grocery store for real? I don't know. But some people did. I don't know. And that's fine. Whatever. If you wanted to follow the arrows, follow the arrows. But because I didn't follow the arrows doesn't make me the mortal enemy. And that's what I feel like happened. And then from there, it turned into everything is about politics. Politics is everywhere you go now. Every conversation, not every single conversation, but, for instance, I do hair. If I have somebody in my chair for 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, somewhere in there, politics comes up. As soon as it comes up, I change the subject. I don't want to talk about politics with you. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care. You don't need to know who I voted for. I personally, when I was in beauty school in 1997, we were told not to talk politics and religion, and I still feel that way. I don't think I'm going to change your mind, and I don't think you're going to change my mind. So to me, I don't want to talk politics, but it seems everything has become politics. And then what I feel has happened since COVID, now that you find out, like when people find out, I've had friends for 20 years. Well, I say friends. We were friends in our 20s, and now we're in our 40s. But
Hey, speak for yourself.
Social media or whatever, we might go to a concert here and there, or we might go meet up once a year for dinner or something like that. But we're not like close friends. But I've had some people just completely, because they found out I voted for Trump. Boom! I'm the enemy. I'm the worst person in the world to exist. It doesn't matter what the past 20 years has created, or whatever, how they know me for the past 20 years. I had one tell me off about how we used to talk about this and yada yada yada, and I'm just like, yeah, that was 20 years ago, and I still feel this way. I still am not a fan of billionaires, not because they're billionaires, whatever, they're billionaires, they made a lot of money, they made different choices than I did. I wasn't born into money, yada yada yada. But I don't think that they need to die because they're billionaires. I don't think that they need to be punished because they're billionaires. I just can't relate with them. They live a different lifestyle than I do. And that's just all it is. But I feel like it created this division, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And people feel the need to know who you voted for, to know if they can be your friend or not. And I just think that's terrible. And I think that we are not, exactly, John Thompson, we are not the enemy. I don't care who you are. If like those little girls that I was talking about earlier, their parents. I like both of their parents. I think they seem great, and we've had some laughs, and we're good. They're good people. Just because they don't vote the way I do, I'm not completely writing them off. Just because their child came over and said those things, I'm not writing them off. Now I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the future. Are they going to write me off because they found out that we support Trump? I don't know. But I feel like that's what happened since COVID. It became all about politics and all about who you vote for. And everybody feels the need to tell you who they vote for. And everybody feels the need to know who you vote for. When, in my opinion, you're a good person. It's all on your actions and your behaviors. I don't care who you voted for. If you voted the opposite way that I did, whatever. But if you and I can stand in a conversation and laugh and maybe have a whatever politics doesn't come up and we get along fine, I think that's great. I don't think you're the enemy. Even knowing now that these two parents vote the opposite way of me, I'm still not like, oh, well, my kid can't hang out with you. My kid can't go to your house, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to do that. I just don't think that it's right. I think that you can vote for who you want to vote for, and I can vote for who I want to vote for. But I think that politics really, that COVID really put a big divide in the country. It's sad to me.
I liked it better when I didn't know who people voted for.
Yeah.
You know?
Agree.
It was just better then. When you didn't know everybody's who voted for who and all that other stuff. It's like we use it as a qualifier now. We use it to judge other people, who they voted for. That tells you their intelligence level. That tells you whatever. And it's just not true. Where'd that one go? I just had to
See, so Joe the Schmo, I wouldn't bring my kids around you. You support the Epstein president. All I can say to that is I would love your children just as much as I love my children. When children are at my house, I don't care if it's my kid or somebody else's kid, they become my family. And I feed them and whatever. If they are jumping on my trampoline and doing something they're not supposed to do, I tell them, hey, don't do that because that's not safe and yada, yada, yada. And if they get a boo-boo, I will come and get a Band-Aid and I'll give them a hug and I'll do the same thing I would do with my children. And to me, that's what's messed up with our country. You don't think that your children should be around me because I didn't vote the same as you.
Sick.
That's sickening.
It is. It is. I wouldn't bring my kids around you. You support the Epstein president. The Epstein president would have been Bill Clinton, right? I would think the Epstein president would be Bill Clinton. But, he's a Democrat, so don't worry about him. He's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's just silly. But that right there that shows you like how far it's gone. They care so much about who you voted for that they wouldn't bring their kids around you because because I support President Trump and you think he was a pedophile because you've listened to all the narratives and have no supporting facts. Zero supporting facts to back up your opinion, yet you believe it just the same. And why is that? Because you were told to. That's it. Because the group you belong to, that's one of their narratives. So you have to believe it because no critical thinking is allowed. If you step out of line, you will be ostracized. So you stay in line. Don't do anything else. Don't do anything else. Maggot destroyer. I bet you don't. He's in the files, bud. I've been through the files. I've spent hours looking through these files. I found some interesting things, actually. But I went through these files, and I found a lot of stuff. But interestingly enough, only thing I could find about Trump was other people talking about him in ways like that didn't have anything to do with these horrible topics.
Hey, babe. MAGA Destroyer wants to know, critical thinking, y'all are ignoring a veteran. Why would a veteran support Trump? MAGA Destroyer must be a veteran and doesn't know that you are also a veteran. That's weird.
Oh, I thought so. Veterans don't do any kind of critical thinking. That's the mentality of the left right there. Group. It's a group, so they almost think the same. Veterans are a group, so they almost think the same. Who's ignoring a veteran? Are you
I
talking
think
about
he
you
means
or Joe
himself.
Kent? Who are you talking about there? I don't
I'm
understand.
pretty
Who do
sure
you
it's
mean?
himself.
Who's ignoring you? I don't know. I gave you a shout out there because of your cool name. He was. There's plenty of evidence. You just ignore it. Where? Where is this evidence?
He's
This is
in the
gets
files.
me.
That's what they're saying. They're saying he was in the files. You're just ignoring it. But what we're saying is we saw what he's in the
Well,
files
no,
for.
I said, yeah, the evidence. Where's the evidence? And this person's saying there's plenty of evidence.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
that's what I mean. I think he's saying the evidence is that he's in the files, and that's the end of it. He's in them, and the end. That's what I'm gathering. I don't know.
You don't use critical. Okay. I don't watch Fox. So that doesn't work. Your insult didn't work. Sorry. I don't watch Fox. What else we got in here? Anything interesting? You're probably a boot bud. Okay. Is that the bootlicker? Is that the new version of the bootlicker thing that went out like 2 weeks
Seen
ago?
that. I was going to say, I haven't seen that in a while. The bootlicker comment. It must be gone now. Hey, guys, don't say that anymore. They're on to us. On to something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Veteran. Okay. That doesn't mean shit. Okay. I don't know if you're talking to me or not, but I didn't say it meant anything. I just said I was. He is sending Americans to die in a war which he has no plan. He's already put he explained it all into there's got to be some secrecy when it comes to war. You can't exactly come out to tell the American people, hey, we're going to bomb today and tomorrow and blah, 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 and this and that. So there have to be some kind of secrets, or you couldn't operate a government that way. You have to have some kind of trust. A little bit. Not a lot. I don't trust government. Don't get me wrong, but you have to have some kind of trust in the people you put in there. The idea that he has no plan, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Have you ever known Trump to do anything without a plan? I mean, come on. You can say you don't like the plan. You can say you don't like that he's doing that. You can say all those things, but don't say he doesn't have a plan. Bush didn't have a plan. We saw what happened with that. You're looking at Vet Mags went to Iraq, I believe. I did not. I did not go to Iraq. I didn't actually go anywhere except for Kansas. And I built some of the border wall. We did some NTC stuff, but I never went. I never deployed to Iraq. Just to put that out. I don't want stolen valor or anything like that. I did not deploy to Iraq.
Somebody said, yes, he hasn't had a plan for healthcare for a decade.
It's not his job.
That's what I was just going to say. I don't think they should be involved in that.
They are Newsmax people. No. Boot POG. Man, this is a little bit triggered out there. Just yesterday, Trump said maybe we shouldn't have done the Iran attack. Okay. Breaking news. Oh, so you're a boot POG, not LL, non-disabled, non-deployed. Oh, that mean that my service isn't worth anything? Okay. That's interesting. That's a weird line to draw. Is this where I'm supposed to be? Nuh-uh. Are you a veteran? Did you serve? I don't. Don't care what you think. His plan was let's try another Venezuela. Is that what it was? Oh, did he call you and tell you? I just don't understand. Like these people, where do they come from? Where they think these things are facts? That they just hear things and that's it. They're facts. That's it. Terrorism is ridiculous. Trump has no plan, and we've done that already. E4 tops. Odds are he was in the Marine Corps. It means you're ignorant, kiddo. I bet you are barracks bunny. That's cool. Yeah. Cool insults, bruh. The best thing since Andrew Jackson. No, I appreciate his service more. He didn't go take out innocent kids. I wish I knew how the left got to their conclusions and stuff. I just don't. I don't understand it. Yes, I am MAGA still. I just said it wasn't his job as far as healthcare. It's not Trump's job. It's not the government's job to do healthcare. It's not the government's job to take over 1/6 of the U.S. economy. Not the government's job. You should read the Constitution. You really should. Out of Trump's mouth, I won't pretend to know exactly what interview or with who, but it might have been Hegseth.
Trust me, bro.
Yeah. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. I heard it in an interview somewhere. Someone said it. Someone said, yeah, totally. Trust me, bro. There's a lot of psychologists in here that really must have been working with Trump for years, that they know all these things. I voted for him and I'm disappointed. Okay. That's all right. That's all right. I don't want government run healthcare. Nor we shouldn't have government run healthcare.
I saw a Facebook friend recently that voted for Trump and is now disappointed in him. And her rant was that she is no longer going to vote. She's very much on the Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson thing. She's no longer going to vote. And I'm just over here like, I don't think that's the answer. Just not voting. I don't know.
No.
I don't think that's the answer though. I get it that you're disappointed, but I don't think that just throwing your hands up and walking away is the answer either.
The vertical chat's getting kind of frisky. A little frisky out there, a bunch of triggered libbies. Most MAGA has turned from him. They can't take all his lies. Were you here at the beginning of the show? Were you here at the beginning? Did you miss that part? I can play it again. Let's play it again. Let's play it again. Why not? It's CNN, so you should appreciate it, right? Here we go. Bring it here so that you can see all of it. Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Data, and there are numbers that just jump off the screen at you. And this is one of those. Because just take a look here. MAGA GOP view of Trump. Approve 100%. 100%. If you are a member of MAGA and the GOP, you approve of Donald John Trump. 0% say that they disapprove. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to know you can't go higher than 100%. He is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Now, there are some Republicans who disapprove of Donald John Trump, but they are not members of the Make America Great Again movement. The bottom.
Most MAGA has turned from him.
That's what social media would lead you to believe.
Doesn't seem accurate. Dude, I love vertical chat.
That's what I'm saying. It's funny.
The party of pregnant men are done. Just became an American again. Things like this chat board will soon become a dangerous game. Well, what's that mean? That sounds ominous. I feel like I'm supposed to be nervous or something. Why are they after Tucker? I don't really know. I don't follow the soap opera stuff, but he did lie straight up and say that Mossad was in Saudi Arabia and Qatar planting bombs. He got that from a leak, undoubtedly. That was, I think, given to Mr. Kent on purpose to see. I like honesty. I like Tucker. I don't hate Tucker, but I question him now. I didn't used to. How many maggots will send their kids to Canada to avoid the draft? None. None, because we love America. Why would a veteran support Trump? Well, why wouldn't a veteran support Trump? What there's so many reasons and things. Like anyone
He
could
wants to
have a.
know- I'm sorry. Current comment just came up. Why can't any of the supposed MAGA veterans say why they support him? I'm trying to connect, and y'all can't say shit. Y'all are disingenuous. So go ahead.
You gotta
That's
love
the same-
those. I love
same
those comments that are like, "I made a comment. You better answer me, or you're running. You better answer me." Blah blah blah. I support Trump because I like his policies. I support Trump because I like a strong America. I support Trump because I like drilling for oil. I support Trump because I like a border. I support Trump because I like lower taxes. I support Trump because I actually like the tariffs. I support Trump because he's strong. I support Trump because he's not a 20-year-long political figure.
Give a policy name. That's not good enough. He answered your question, MAGA Destroyer.
I can do a policy name.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You want my social security number too? Jeez. Never. Those are the kind of people that the answers are never good enough for.
Right.
And they'll come back and say, "Oh, so you didn't say that. Oh, so you didn't say that." And they try to take over the chat because that guy thinks that his opinions are more important than everybody else's because he's enlightened and you are not. So you should listen to him. Everybody should listen to him. Oh. I'm missing things. I'm back.
MAGA Destroyer. I think you just need to get your own channel so you can answer your own questions. Go on your own channel. Give one policy. Just one, bud.
Oh, I'd pay to
Just
see that.
one. And then we'll come over to your channel.
I'll super
and
chat
we can
you.
just troll you.
We'll give you a super chat. I'll give you a super chat. It'll be great.
It's fun.
Jump through my hoops. Jump through my hoops or you're full of crap. Jump through my hoops or everything you say and believe is garbage. Because I'm on this end of the phone and I am angry. Feel how hard I'm pressing those buttons? I'm hitting those buttons extra hard. Because I am angry. Come on, guys. We can all be friends here. I love you.
Oh, that makes me even more
are
mad.
crazy.
They don't want us to love them, babe. They don't want us to love them.
Shut up.
Hey, you guys, hit that thumbs up while you're here. You've been here long enough. You could at least give us the thumbs up.
Come on. You could super chat. You could go to shopmagamericans.com and pick yourself up a piece of a shirt or something like that. Some of our kids even design them. They're pretty cool. Check out the Just Some Guy design or collection, as the rich people would say.
I think, yeah, I'm with John Thompson right now. I think that I personally like him because, he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But the reason that I voted for Trump in 2016, I'm telling everybody what I voted for. I voted for him at the time because I wanted somebody who was not a career politician. I personally liked that he was not a career politician, and I thought he would come in and clean house. And then he kind of came in and cleaned house, but he also, I think, was fooled by a lot of people, being that he wasn't in there for so long. And is he much better now? I don't know. There's some choices that I'm not a fan of. But in general, the policies that he's done, I'm still happy with. Personally, the biggest one for me is closing the border. I was literally watching people pour over the border on live streams of people who were actually people that I knew on the border, recording people flooding over the border. And I was just watching going, what are we doing? We got us over here at the time who had a business and couldn't work because of this virus. But these people are flooding over the border. And it was just like insane. To me, it was insane. And the fact that the government was able to decide who was okay to work and who wasn't, that just irked me the wrong way. Being that we had a business doing roofing and siding and windows, and we worked exterior, and I applied for the grant to be able to be one of the people who was able to work, and we were declined our agreement. But Joe Schmo down the street, who is a neighbor of in the neighborhood of ours, in the city of ours, who did kitchens, your kitchen is inside your house, right? The guy who did kitchens down the street, he was considered okay to work, but we were not. We could only go up and just repair the roof leak. We couldn't go up and replace your roof. We could only go up and just do the repairs. But dude who does kitchens, who comes into your house and is cosmetically doing kitchens, was allowed to still work.
Yeah.
It just didn't make any sense to me. It still doesn't make any sense to me how they were to decide who was important and who wasn't. And to an extent, I get that. But when I found out that dude down the street is doing kitchens, literally cosmetic kitchens, was still allowed to work inside your house, but we were not allowed to go up. I'm sorry, we were allowed to go up and repair the roof quickly with the mask on, though. Outside, you have to have that mask on to go outside and go up on the roof. It don't make no sense.
One hoop. Give a policy why a veteran would support Trump.
Maybe I know one reason I would, if I was in the military, still would be getting rid of the woke agenda. That's a big reason why veterans support Trump. There's one. Are you happy now? Oh, wait, I can feel you typing. I can feel it. I see the words. That's not good enough. Insert vulgar language here.
I think going back to the COVID thing and how it changed the world, the country, in my opinion, not about the world, but the country. I think that it affected people differently. We personally at the time were business owners. And like I just said, we were affected differently than Joe Schmo, who over here worked in an office and now was told to work from home. They didn't lose one penny. They didn't lose anything. They just got to work from home. Now, I say got to work from home. To some people, that was great. To some people, not so much. Either way, they still got to do their job. They still got to feed their family. We had a small business. We were not allowed to work anymore. We were not allowed to feed our family. We were not allowed to make the money to pay our mortgage. We were not allowed to continue the business lost sleep over and built with our hands from the bottom up. And I think that is a lot of the problem. Some people were affected differently than others, and the people that were affected differently than the others don't understand what the others went through. And that's just the way it is. And then, like I said, it just kind of split from there. The people who are the others didn't understand why the others weren't mad, and the others didn't understand why they were mad. But it affected everybody differently. And instead of, coming together under that umbrella of America and the Constitution, and the government can't tell us this and that and the other, instead it was, you're wrong because the government told us that we need to wear a mask and that we need to close our businesses and we need to do this and we need to do that. Meanwhile, your roof is leaking and flooding your household, but because the government said that we can't fix it, that's okay. And it just goes on from there. I could go on for days about this, but
our plan is working. Let me close with this. After I signed the PickAx Act into law, I handed the pen that I signed it with as addition of the most responsible for the legislation.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
PickAx Act.
PickAx. Oh. You were told you can't fix your roof. No, Bob. We were told that we couldn't work on people's roofs.
Yeah. So the rule was that, that wasn't a stutter. The thing it was, I was allowed, if there was an active leak on someone's roof, I was allowed to go out and stop the leak. Okay. I was not allowed to get new shingles and repair the roof. I was only allowed to stop the leak. That down the street, dude was working inside people's houses. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
Well, you're MAGA, so it makes complete sense.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Somebody said he was. Wait, upon reflection, are you saying that Biden was the best ever? Wait, he was the best he's ever been. Trust me. Are you saying that Biden was the best he's ever been in that little clip right there?
There was he's probably talking about what's his name? The NBC guy in the morning show. He went on there and was like, "Here, I'll play it."
Oh, he said I'm joking. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, what? So you're a roofer and weren't allowed to work. No, it doesn't. How did that work? Oh, we just went over that.
First 5 years, E5, and I bet my stack is higher than yours. It took you 5 years to make E5? Damn. You must have been a bad soldier. Took me 2 to make corporal. So good. Actually, it was a little less than 2. And I started at E1, baby. That's right. Yeah, this was the clip I was talking about here. Let's share this one here. Hang on. Share screen. Joe Scarborough. That's who it was. Why does that go up there like that? Oh, we don't want that.
But comparing that guy's mental state, I've said it for years now. He's cogent. But I undersold him when I said he was cogent.
Cogent.
He's far beyond cogent. In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been. Intellectually, analytically.
Best he's ever been.
Because he's been around for 50 years. And, I don't know if people know this or not. Biden used to be a hothead. Sometimes that Irishman would get in front of the reasoning. Sometimes he would say things he didn't want to say. This is, and I don't really, you know what? I don't really care. Start your tape right now because I'm about to tell you the truth.
Stop it.
And F you if you can't handle the truth.
F you.
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it. And you.
If it weren't the truth.
Couple of legalist announcements.
If it wasn't the truth, I wouldn't say it. That's the media right there. That's the media. Oh. Biden wasn't great. He was just far better than Dudley. What? Huh? If anyone thinks Biden's bad, I don't know. I don't know. Watching this is like drinking from the toilet. Oh. See, that's it. MAGA. Oh.
MAGA is a useless bunch of narcissists. And as the narcissists, they are always blaming others and are totally useless.
It's a shame that anybody in America thinks that way about any group of people. You are the problem in America. You and people like you that believe and regurgitate this kind of trash are the problem in America. You are dim-witted. You are easily subverted. You are easily influenced into a desired result. You are a puppet. You are a puppet who believes he has a brain, but you do not, because all you do is what you're told to do. All you do is what you've been conditioned to do. All you do is what you're trained to do, just like they train dogs. There's not that much of a difference. I just don't get it. That's the problem in America right there. I can tell that person, I love you. I hope you do well in life. I hope whatever. I hope good things happen to you because I don't hate you just because you disagree with me politically. I'm not going to alienate you. I'm not going to insult you. I'll poke fun. Yeah, for sure. You got to in this world nowadays or we all go crazy. But if you really think that a whole group of people are anything, it doesn't matter what it is you're saying they are. If you think a whole group of people are whatever, you are the problem. You have been conditioned to ignore opposition. Not agree with opposition, but just to listen. You're not allowed to do that. You've been trained to just dismiss other opinions because the people preaching those other opinions are stupid, are evil, or whatever. Racist, bigots, all those words. They're all the things. If they don't agree with you, they're all the things, and you can just dismiss them. That's how it works. Facts and critical thinking don't matter. They don't come into play with those types of people. Those types of people are on the right and the left. There's more on the left, but they're on both sides. There are subverted people on both sides. There are people that believe that Donald Trump can do no wrong. They believe he's the king. He's the savior. There's subverted people on both sides. We can't focus on them, or the abnormal will begin to appear normal, which is kind of a tactic they use. You know, if you focus on like LGBT, for instance, long enough, it'll become normal. That's the end game. Not to transition every kid from sanity to insanity, but rather to normalize it so that the next generation grows up believing that that's normal. They aren't attacking us right now, me. They're not attacking me. They're attacking the next generation. We might think that we're winning, for instance, in that battle. We might think we're winning in that battle, but we're fighting a different fight than they are. They're not fighting to get it legalized and get it normalized right now and get all that. They're fighting to slowly normalize it so that when you have children, those children are going to grow up in a world where people and society will tell them that it's normal for someone to cut off some of their arm and have it fashioned into a meat penis where they can have attached to themselves. The goal is to make it seem like those people who do those things aren't crazy. Now, you can come back from crazy. You can come back from mental disorders. But not if you are surrounded by people that are pushing it on you, that are validating it. It's how they do. It's all about the normalization, guys. They're not attacking us right now. They're working in the longer game. It's this this clip here, real quick. Where is it? It's a little 30-second clip. Yuri Bezmenov's talking about subversion and subverting people.
The highest art of warfare is not to fight at all, but to subvert anything of value in the country of your enemy, until such time that the perception of reality of your enemy is screwed up to such an extent that he does not perceive you as an enemy, and that your system, your civilization, and your ambitions look to your enemy as an alternative. If not desirable, then at least visible.
They don't want to play with me, they're afraid of me, I know.
Subversion. It takes generations. If you're not familiar with that Yuri Bezmenov guy, you should definitely check into him. He explains the whole way that the Russians subverted people, the Soviet Union subverted people over generations. It took generations to do that. Oh, man. I'm ready to embrace Friday. I think I'm ready to embrace Friday. Aren't you, Bab?
Yeah.
If there's anyone out there
I like Friday.
if there's anyone out there that I offended today with my words, if there's any of you soft people out there that can't handle opposition language that I would like to...
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Yes, to absolutely nobody. Because free speech matters. And we should all be able to have a voice. I'm not trying to silence yours. I'd appreciate it if you didn't try to silence mine. Right? Faith?
right. But that's not possible for some. But yes, that's right. Just because you don't like what we're saying, that's okay. But free speech, right?
Yep. Yep. To be kings. People with no kings want to be kings themselves. Trolls don't have any friends. Bye, Nazi and military and veteran haters.
I said
Thanks
bye.
for proving my point.
Smile at a stranger.
What point? What point? To hate people because you've been told to hate people? There you go. We're just running through the chat here. I'm gonna have to take a look at that video from the flagway. I'm kind of curious what that's all about.
I still go back to the group think though, and this goes back to some of you have been with us since 2022. When in 2022, when we all went down to DC, well, I was just in the chats most of the time, but it seems that everybody thought that everybody that was down there knew everything about everybody. And they all had conversations with each other, and they, if one person did something, that meant everybody did something. And that just wasn't the case. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but we are not MAGA warriors. We are not Glory Be. We are not anybody else. We are MagAmericans. So even if we go back and see whatever they're talking about, I don't know.
It's kind of
whatever.
interesting.
It wasn't us doing it, so
I almost wouldn't mind doing a live thing, but I'm very like searching it up. What do you think?
That's what I mean. I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to, but I kind of don't want to. Let me do a little. Let me do a little bit of investigating.
Somebody said, I like what you're saying. Maybe put her face on rather than yours. LOL. Hey, thanks. You may not like mine either.
Yeah. I don't know if I should play their stuff or not. I don't know. What do you think, Faith? Should we do it live or just do it later?
I don't know. I don't really see the point in it other than to humor a troll.
Yeah. Oh well, I'll check it out.
Well, you
I'll
could
check it out.
watch
and
it
see
and
what's
have your
going
own
on.
opinions.
I'll have my own opinion later. So you'll have to check in. A couple starred comments, and then we're gonna get out of here. Yes, Russia and NAGA is dividing us. Stop falling for it. Trans people are hurting nobody.
Except those people that have all been hurt.
Except
by
everybody.
people that are
Except
mentally
society.
confused.
Except for society. They hurt society. The normalization of that disgusting ideology hurts society. Look up in the WHO. They classified it as a mental disorder up until 2019, and then all of a sudden in 2019 it's not a mental disorder anymore. All of a sudden it's totally normal and everything's fine. What do you think changed? Do you think science changed, or do you think politics changed? I wonder. I don't. I know the answer. That being said, man, I'm ready to start my Friday, babe. What are you gonna do?
Whoop, whoop.
What are you gonna do?
I got a bunch of running kids around to do.
Oh, I thought you were gonna smile at a stranger.
Oh, I'm gonna smile at a stranger.
That's
but yeah.
nice. We have a shirt
I'll
on
be out
Shop
and about in the
MagAmericans.
world.
ShopMagAmericans.com that says "Smile at a Stranger." You should pick it up. Show Faith some support. She needs all the support she can get. All the support she can get. So, God bless you. Have yourself a wonderful day. I hope Friday is the best Friday you've had in a long time. Whether you're left, right, or center, I hope you have a great day. I hope you check out MagAmericans.com for info and links. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on Saturday morning at 6. I will see you on Saturday morning at 6 a.m. sharp for another round of whatever the heck this is. You guys have a blessed night and a great weekend. We'll see you soon.